On this vote, the yeas are 206, the nays are 213. The motion is not adopted. The question is now on passage of the bill. Those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Mr.
For what
Speaker,
purposes, the gentlewoman from North Carolina seek recognition.
on that I request the yeas and the nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
Oh, now they froze. Wait a minute. Okay. So I'm a little bit confused about what just happened. Gonna have to look up in the news, but let me explain to you what is going on, and I'm going to do it with this article that was featured in a local news source, and it is about Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley and what he believes the SAVE Act's effects will be on registered voters. I think this is a pretty comprehensive information about the SAVE Act, because it's hard to find anybody showing really any kind of but not showing any kind of biased reporting. So I'm just going to go with Chuck Grassley and see what he has to say about it. Iowa State Senator Chuck Grassley defines the logistics behind the SAVE Act and its effects for registered voters. Grassley told Raccoon Valley Radio, that's a good one, that the SAVE Act can't pass through the Senate because he believes most Democrats are opposed to the bill while most Republicans support it. And you can see that right in front of your face. He explains that in order for people to vote, they'd have to be legal American citizens. Grassley says that he is in favor of the bill, but doesn't want the government to close as a result. It costs money to shut down the government. It costs money to open up the government. And the government is supposed to be a server for the American people. And you can't serve if you aren't in the office doing what you have to do as a government employee. Besides, we have a bad fiscal situation anyway, and it's just a stupid thing to do. Wow. Grassley. That's unbelievable. Grassley describes that he recently learned that there were people in the state of Oregon who are not citizens but still able to be registered voters. He exemplifies that the situation might not matter in the grand scheme of things in a Maine election, but can have bigger consequences in a post-election. Grassley, you need to get your head out of your assly. I'm just saying that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. And by the way, the last time the government shut down, I remember it happened a couple times during the Obama years. Did anybody die? Were people just losing their minds? Were people flailing about in the streets? No, nobody even noticed. And by the way, all of those government workers, wow, didn't get paid that week or whatever. They got back pay. They got paid in the end. So don't give me any of that crap. Shut it down. Why do Democrats want foreigners to vote in our elections? Why? They just imported nearly 20 million. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers. Nobody does, by the way. President Trump says it's more than 20 million. I'm just going to be conservative and say, let's say it's 20 million people. You know, if we flood our voter rolls with 20 million people, what's going to happen? Do you know? And they're not going to be voting for Trump because they know that he's going to deport them. So, what do you think is going to happen? Sounds like cheating to me. Oh, I thought something was going on with this vote, but I'll tell you what. You vote for the SAVE Act or you shut it down. Time remaining 22 seconds. Let's do a 10-second count. Where's everybody? This is important, you guys. Whoops, did I just turn off the volume? Oh, no, I always do that. Oy, oy, oy. I shut it down. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Republicans look like they're getting their way on this one. Hi, Jake. You gotta say something now, right? A lot of blah, 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 chitter chatter going on. I keep seeing people like rush up to the podium and then stop short before they get there. What is that? Who's in charge here? Government funding bill. Let's see what kind of news. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Does any member wish to change their vote? On this vote, the yeas are 217,
Whoa.
the nays are 206. The bill is passed without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is a vote on passage of H.R. 5179, on which the yeas and nays are ordered. The clerk report the title of the bill.
Union Calendar number 557, H.R. 5179. A bill to require the maintenance of the country of origin markings for imported goods produced in the West Bank or Gaza and for other purposes.
The question is on passage of the bill. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
Okay, now another vote. And I will read you another article while we wait for that to happen. This is from marketresearchtelecast.com. And the title of it is, wait a minute, look at the reader view on that. Okay, House Speaker reattempts spending bill tied to citizenship proof for voters. On Wednesday evening, that would be now, the House will cast votes on Speaker Mike Johnson's proposal, which connects the federal government's funding for the new budget year to a requirement that states verify proof of citizenship for voter registration. Amen and hallelujah. I love it. I think it's a wonderful thing. Last week, Johnson withdrew the proposal after realizing it did not have enough support. He spent the weekend trying to rally support within the Republican Party, but it remains uncertain if he was successful. I guess we're about to find out. Some GOP members have voiced concerns regarding the spending levels of the bill, but Johnson has expressed his determination to proceed with the vote. Democrats, on the other hand, have largely opposed the proposal. Gee, why do they want illegal immigrants and non-citizens to vote in our elections? Very curious. For Republicans, mandating proof of citizenship from new voters has become a significant focus as the election year approaches. This issue has been framed around the belief that non-citizens voting poses a problem. Well, course it does. Despite existing laws prohibiting this practice and research indicating that such instances are extremely rare. Well, not if you make them able to vote. I mean, come on. Critics of the requirement argue that it could disenfranchise millions of Americans who may not possess a birth certificate or a passport. Especially when they attempt to register in casual settings like, okay, and that is what they are. Those critics, I've been hearing that for my whole life. Oh no, voter registration. Oh, it's going to disenfranchise black people because they can't get no ID. Yeah, that's a lie. And I think black people should be very angry when they hear things like that. And there really aren't very many people in this world who can get along without any ID. Am I right or am I right? Johnson contends that even a small percentage of non-citizen voters could skew the results in very close elections. How true is that? He pointed out the case of Republican Representative Mariannette Miller Meeks, who won her Iowa seat by just 6 votes in 2020. It's very, very serious stuff, and that's why we're going to do the right thing, Johnson stated, emphasizing the need to fund the government responsibly while also preventing non-citizen voting. Thank you. Hours before the vote, Donald Trump added his perspective, seemingly urging House Republicans to allow. Now, what is this word seemingly in a news article? Seemingly. That's pretty biased right there. Okay, anyway, moving right along. Urging House Republicans to allow a partial government shutdown at the month's end if they do not secure the proof of citizenship requirement, known in the House as the SAVE Act. If Republicans don't get the SAVE Act and every ounce of it, they should not agree to a continuing resolution in any way, shape, or form, Trump tweeted on Truth Social. He said more than that, too. When reporters asked Johnson about alternative plans for government funding, he was not ready to elaborate. Instead, insisting on the need to see how the vote unfolds. Let's see what happens with the bill, all right? We're on the field in the middle of the game. The quarterback is calling the play. We're going to run the play, he said. Okay. That's good for people who understand football. House Democrats are adamant that the proof of citizenship requirement should not be part of the government funding discussion. Strange. They have called on Johnson to collaborate with them to generate a bill capable of passing through both chambers. This is not going to become law, stated Representative Pete Aguilar, a Democrat from California, describing the move as mere theatrics aimed at satisfying the extreme elements within the Republican Party while continuing to support Trump's rhetoric against immigrants. Yeah, they always paint it like that, don't they? Let's see. Oh, we got the time. Time's up. I can read pretty fast in 5 minutes, right? Yeah, I'll read till we hear.
231, the nays are 180. Passed without objection. A motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is the vote on passage of H.R. 7909, on which the yeas and nays are ordered. Clerk will report the title of the bill.
Union Calendar number 547, H.R. 7909. A bill to amend the Immigration and Nationality Act to provide that aliens who have been convicted of or who have committed sex offenses or domestic violence are inadmissible and deportable.
The question is now on passage of the bill. Members record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
Oh, wow. If criminals are inadmissible or deportable, wow. This is a good one here. Okay, we'll see what happens there. I don't know if they're turning off the sound or what, but anyway, I'll keep reading. As the deadline approaches, and is indeed here, lawmakers are still far from completing the 12 annual appropriations bills required for funding government agencies in the coming fiscal year. A stopgap measure will likely be necessary to avoid a partial government shutdown when the new fiscal year begins on October 1st. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer remarked that bipartisan cooperation is crucial to prevent a government shutdown, declaring that the House vote led by Johnson is unlikely to succeed. The only thing that will accomplish is make clear that he's running into a dead end, Schumer commented. We must have a bipartisan plan instead. Yeah, right. The proposed legislation aims to fund agencies at existing budget levels while the lawmakers continue to negotiate differences for a more comprehensive spending agreement. While Democrats and some Republicans advocate for a short-term extension, Johnson and several conservative members are leaning towards a 6-month extension, hoping for a Republican victory in the upcoming election to gain more leverage in budget negotiations. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell remained non-committal on the duration of any funding extension, emphasizing that a resolution between Schumer and Johnson is essential to secure passage through both chambers. The one thing you cannot have is a government shutdown. It would be politically beyond stupid for us to do that right before the election, because certainly we would get the blame, McConnell said. Again, this is always the way. These Republicans are so flipping pathetic and spineless. Just saying. That's just my opinion. Regardless of the forthcoming vote's outcome, Republicans are attempting to reassure the public that a shutdown at the month's end is not in the cards. Representative Mike Lawler, a Republican from New York, indicated that if the current bill fails, they would vote on another stopgap measure that allows the lawmakers to return after the elections to finalize the appropriations. The bottom line is we're not shutting the government down, Lawler confirmed. In July, the House had already passed a bill including the proof of citizenship mandate. Some Republicans are eager for another opportunity to demonstrate their support for this measure, seen as popular among their constituents, who, by the way, and I'm adding this one, do not want illegal immigrants or any immigrants really voting in our elections. Got that? We don't want it. And so far, it looks like even some of the Democrats understand that we don't want any criminal illegal aliens to stay in our country, which is what they are voting on right now. Where are all my people watching? What is going on? And why? Tell me, why do Democrats love illegal immigrants so much? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they want them to vote. It's called the Great Replacement Theory. Here. Okay. All right. Looks like we're winning this one. 3 seconds. By the way, President Trump is holding a rally tonight in New York. Here, we'll see what information we have from. This is from the Daily Journal. House Speaker takes another crack at spending bill linked to proof of citizenship for new voters. Oh, wait, we've got a deadline hitting here. Oh, and the yays have it. That's good. That was good.
On this vote, the yeas are 266, the nays are 158. The bill is passed without objection. A motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is the question of agreeing to the motion to recommit on H.R. 9494 offered by the gentlewoman from Connecticut, Ms. DeLauro, on which the yeas and nays were ordered. The clerk will redesignate the motion.
Motion to recommit H.R. 9494
9494, offered by Ms. DeLauro of Connecticut.
The question is on agreeing to the motion to recommit. Members will record their votes by electronic device. It's a 5-minute vote.
Okay, and another 5-minute vote. I'm like unclear about what this one is for. Let's see. So let me read this article to you from the Daily Journal. And this was just published a few minutes ago. Oh, but they don't want to show me their reader. Okay. This is from the San Mateo Daily Journal. Two seconds ago. Associated Press. The White House, the House. The House is in the House and the, you know what I mean. The House scheduled a vote Wednesday evening on Speaker Mike Johnson's proposal that links the funding of the federal government for the new budget year with a mandate that states require proof of citizenship when people register to vote. Johnson pulled the bill from consideration last week because it lacked the votes to pass. He said that he would work over the weekend to build consensus within the Republican ranks. It's unclear whether he was able to do so, as some GOP members have concerns about the spending levels in the bill. But Johnson said he is determined to hold the vote regardless. Meanwhile, Democrats overwhelmingly opposed the measure. Requiring new voters to provide proof of citizenship has become a leading election year priority for Republicans, raising the specter of non-citizens voting in the U.S., even though it's already illegal to do so, and research has shown that such voting is rare. Well, you know what? Not so much. I don't know why any of these articles that look like they're coming out of the AP, this is me, by the way, not this article, but the Associated Press is not telling you that there indeed are some counties in Maryland, I know for a fact, in which non-citizens are able to vote. So it's not just illegal aliens, but non-citizens. Nobody who didn't get raised in this country and go through citizenship testing and became a citizenship should ever vote in this country. Now we have the motion to recommit. One Republican. Who is it? One Republican wants to recommit. Oh my God. Totally, Jacob. Thank you. Bill Johnson said it is a serious problem because even if a tiny percentage of non-citizens do vote, it could determine the outcome of an extremely close race. It's so true. It's very serious. Okay, I already read this article to you, so I'm not going to read it again. So they're just recycling information here. I don't see anything new. But again, shutting down the government is not the worst thing in the world. Nobody really cares. It's not so bad. But letting non-citizens vote in our elections is going to destroy this country. We cannot take that. That should never happen. And it looks like the motion to recommit is not going to pass. Who's that second Republican? Dude, your time is up. Unbelievable. Now I'll read you an article.
I don't think it's Mike Johnson's intention to go in there and change
This is from
the course
Newsmax.
of the game. He is going to fight for what we passed today, hopefully. The CR, the 6-month CR with the SAVE Act attached to it, which is very important. Why should non-U.S. citizens be allowed to vote in federal elections with no repercussions? You must show an ID to vote. That's going over to the Senate. When it gets there, he's going to be up against Mitch McConnell, who just showed his hand on national television that he's willing to do whatever. So when they get in the
willing
it's
to do
called the
whatever.
four
Can you
corners,
even?
Hakeem Jeffries and Mike Johnson and Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell, They're in there deciding basically what we as a body should be deciding, but that's the way it's developed, and I've seen it through the National Defense Authorization Act and other items that get to the Senate, the do-nothing Senate with the Schumer Senate shenanigans. That's the way it works. And so Mike Johnson will be
Okay.
fighting for that. But
And the motion to recommit does not
Right.
pass.
And you know what? The Democrats are going to get all of their massive overspending. It's not like Speaker Johnson or conservatives are asking for.
Looks like we're facing a government shutdown. Woot woot! Seriously, these people need to get it together.
On this vote, the yeas are 2.
I keep cutting out the volume. Well, we can see this vote has passed, and that's great. Looks like America is winning right now. Okay, I don't know, they cut it down. They cut off the sound again. Here, I'll let these people talk and give us some more information. Because, by the way, you guys, I do these shows because I need us all to be as educated as possible about everything. You know, we're in this mess because we weren't paying attention. We have to pay attention now.
The world on this, Congressman. They're just saying one little tip. Divided government means you should get something, not nothing. But that's what the Democrats have said. Divided government means Republicans get nothing. And of course, McCarthy agreed, and up until now, the Speaker Johnson has agreed. Now, as you know, the Democrats have already said
On this
they will
vote, the
shut
yeas are
down the
209, the nays are 214. The motion is not adopted. The question on passage of the bill, those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. The ayes have it. The bill is passed.
I'm confused. What?
Now she's
For what purposes, gentlewoman from Connecticut seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I request the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are
You
requested.
see that
Those favoring
lady's
the vote by the
face?
yeas and nays will
Oh my
rise.
God.
Sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their vote by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
All right, it's really pretty confusing, but here, we'll listen to this a little bit more.
If the SAVE Act is attached to this, must pass overspending.
Yeah, Linda, me
Once again,
too.
all of the Democrats' backward policies. For the past 2 years in divided government, the GOP has had 0 policies passed into law to benefit the American people and the Republican voters. And you just saw, as you pointed out, Mitch McConnell is already signaling that he will sign on to any amount of pain the Democrats want to inflict on us and the people of Kentucky, so long as this precious, bloated, corrupt, and failing government doesn't shut down. Congressman, if the House works its will and Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer reject that will, don't the Democrats own this shutdown despite what
Quick muffin
the
break.
outgoing Mitch McConnell says?
Hi,
Thank you,
everybody.
Chris. You get it. It would be the
Hello.
Schumer shutdown.
We're
But
getting
unfortunately,
groomed
the
soon, so
failed
don't make fun of
media,
Messy
which is
Face.
in
She
the
just
bag
ate.
for the Democrats, they're going to help blame the Republicans for this. As soon as there's a shutdown, they would already have the
I know,
guardrails in
okay.
place to put outside the
Did you
monuments
eat your
here in
belly button?
Washington to say your park is closed down. It would be the lead story on ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, all of the liberal media, and the Republicans would get blamed for it. We would lose the presidency, we would lose control of the House, and we could possibly not win control of the Senate. We do have to avoid a shutdown, but if that happens, we've got to make sure that it is rightfully put on Chuck Schumer and his shenanigans and the geriatric circus that he's got running over there.
That guy put it well.
No, it's
Geriatric
true. Again,
circus.
the
It
narrative
sure is a
these narratives
geriatric
actually be the
circus.
fact. The Democrats do not want voting integrity. Thus, they shut the government down to prevent us from getting voting integrity. Simple
Okay,
as
now
that.
this is scary.
Meantime, sir, President Trump facing yet another assassination attempt. While we still have no answers on the first assassination attempt, when I asked her colleague, Congressman Langworthy, about what appeared to be a lack of urgency in
This
getting to the
vote
bottom
doesn't
of all
look
this,
good.
Here's how he responded to me yesterday. The
I
leading
disagree
candidate for
with you.
president.
We have a full sense of urgency, and we have excellent members of Congress that are on this panel. They are going to do a thorough job and come out with a full report as to what went wrong. And we need to have a document that takes us forward into the next administration so we can tear down a broken organization and rebuild it the right way.
All right, so Congressman, as you could hear, he rejected the idea that the House was dragging its feet again, as it's done the last 2 years, on holding Democrats accountable. But
and it looks like that's what's happening right in front of our eyes. This is pretty scary. As you can see, we've got Byron Donalds looking pretty upset. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she does not have a happy face on either. People, these guys look really concerned. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is laughing right now, but look at Byron Donald's face. Look at him. He's like, what? This is not cool. This is not good. This is a problemo. Yeah, these guys are not happy right now. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Oh. Seriously, if they let non-citizens vote in our elections, we're done. I tell you, we're done. Because I don't think any of them are going to vote for Trump, you know? That's not really in their interests. Just saying. And that has been the plan, actually. That's why states, blue states, like, for instance, New York, has actually run the good people out. All the Republicans left New York, and now it's now what you've got left are the people that nobody wants. Some districts will be shut down because of not enough people. So that's why all those migrants have moved in to take the place of the Republicans who fled and start passing Democrat officials. It's not good. This is very concerning. So it looks like things are going horribly awry in front of our faces. Oh my, oh my. Look at these guys. Look at their faces. Marjorie's not paying attention. Girlfriend, check this out. This is bad. 3, 2, 1. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. You know that noise they would make on The Price is Right? That was bad. Okay. Let's see if the volume comes back. Come on, we can't hear you. Is that lady turning it on? Turn it on. Maybe it's me. It's going to come flying back. It's going to be really loud, so be careful, you guys. Hold your ears. There it is.
On this vote, the yeas are 202. The nays are 220. 2 voting present.
Oh my God.
The bill is not passed. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. We done?
Are we done? Yeah, that's what I want to know. This is not good. Right, Linda? I hear you, girl. And what the heck's going to happen now? This is some crazy antics going down here in the house. The house of crazy. Our government's just crazy. I mean, why does anybody want to vote for the people who've been screwing up our government for the past 50 flipping years? You know, I mean, we keep hearing Kamala, she's talking about turn the page. Turn the page? Aren't you already there? Aren't you already in the White House? What are you going to turn the page on? President Trump is a 4-year blip in your criminal history. It was a 4-year anomaly where he proved that he could make America great again. He had 4 years and he proved it. He proved that he could foment world peace. You know, President Trump in that 4 years showed us all that America could be energy independent. They told us that could never happen. And President Trump proved it to us. And not only that, but he's also said that there is enough natural gas beneath our country to last forever. I don't know about forever, but for a long flipping time until we move on to better energy source, which I'm sure that President Trump will help us find. Because these clowns don't care about anything like that. They're all about power.
The chair lays before the House of Communication.
Stop my rant.
To serve. On September 18, 2024, pursuant to Section 3307 of Title 40 United States Code, the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure met in open session, with a quorum being present, to consider 11 resolutions, including in the General Services Administration's capital investment and leasing programs. I've enclosed copies of the resolutions adopted by the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure on September 18, 2024. Signed sincerely, Sam Graves, Chairman.
All right. I also don't know what that's about.
Referred to the Committee on Appropriations.
It's a lot. I don't know if they're voting right now or what they're doing. All right, so it's silent again. I'm going to look over here to see if we have any news.